Let's see if I can get run over by this car. Oh, we might even get to see a train drive past if I hurry up. I've always been interested in how they mount cameras to like cars and bikes and stuff, and I want to try and do that myself. So I've got a couple of C-stands, a couple of C-stand arms, a bike and a camera, and that's what I'm going to try and do with all this stuff I have here. So with these gobo heads, they're pretty versatile, and C-stands usually come with 2 gobo heads. So with the 2 C-stands I have 4 gobo heads and 2 extension arms. So that should be enough to figure out how to mount that onto the bike. Okay, so I have these 4 gobo heads here. And I'm thinking of mounting the first one somewhere on the handlebars here. So I've got the first one mounted on the handlebars. We've got the clamp at the bottom there, and then we have this for the rail at the top. I'm thinking sort of screw it in like that to extend the reach at the front of the bike. So I'm going to go ahead and add another head down the bottom here. Okay, so far we have the 2 knuckles at the front going up to 2 arms, and one of those 2 is holding both the rods. So with this head here, I can adjust the angle all the way up and down, and also I've got a tripod mount to baby pin that I can screw in and level out to how I want it to be leveled out. And let's give this a go, just like that. We'll use this Canon 600D, and once I finalise what it's going to look like, we'll swap it with the Canon 90D and we'll take it for a ride. So to add a bit more stability from this point, from going down, I'm going to attach a magic arm just to one of these. Doesn't really matter which one, because they're both interlinked at the front. So no matter which way I do it, it will still hold up. And we'll just mount it to the bottom of the bars here. Now you can see when I push down, all the weight is going into these knuckles here and the one down the bottom. And so that's not going to move up or down. So we can see with the camera I've mounted here, this is the kind of view that you'll get if you're sitting on the bike there. So this is the final design. I've added a light to the end, so I'm more likely to see my face if I'm riding this in lower light. And this is the final product. Take it out for a spin and see how it looks. Now obviously a test, while it was a bit brighter, would have been better, but unfortunately it took a bit of time to get this done. So we're now riding at night. Important to note, if you're going to do something like this, you probably want to go on a bit of smooth ground, because otherwise you're going to get a lot of up and down bouncing, especially if you've mounted it the way I've mounted it, because obviously, they're kind of on the same axes, compared to if you were to mount one down in the forks, pointing up, and then one on the handlebars, pointing across. Yeah, but it's okay. Just take it slow and try not to die. Turning on this is pretty dodgy because you have a really long lever on the end of your handlebars, so tiniest movement kind of converts over to the handlebars. This would be where magic arms would come in handy. So then I could actually clamp one of the arms to the forks. So I have like a more of a sturdier mount. But unfortunately, the grip heads on C-stands don't open up that much to be able to go over the fork. So that's where those super clamps would come in handy. I'm pretty sure like super clamps, they can go over speed rails, and speed rails are basically, if you've ever seen construction, they're basically the size of a, what do you call it, the scaffolding. So they can fit over a lot of things. Yeah, let's get going. I'd probably recommend using a wider angle lens, just so then you can use shorter arms, or you can bring the weight closer in towards the bike handle, because otherwise the bounce is just really, really big, and you need to almost over tighten the grip heads just to be able to keep it still. Oh, okay, nearly lost control there. You probably wouldn't want to use a camera any heavier than this, because I'm using the Canon 90D with the Sigma 18-35. Just because that long lever with the weight makes it, whoa, Jesus. When you're turning corners, it's just a bit crazy. I mean, you could probably do this with a basic 360 camera and like a monopod with a little small rig clamp. You could do that, but yeah. If you don't own one of these, then you can't really, can you?